Guys, that's a very funny story. So Elon Musk gave this guy two car gifts, Cybertruck 2. When the guy now drove it to where Elon Musk doesn't want, Elon Musk remotely turned off the car and disabled it. They had to tow it back. In case you don't know this person, this is Kadyrov, the president of Chechen Republic, the Republic of Chechnya. You need to know that Chechnya is a country inside Russia. So sometimes Russia can be referred to as a country, but sometimes it's also a collection of countries. There are many countries inside Russia. This guy is the president of one of them, and his army is fighting in Ukraine now. So supporting Russia's efforts in Ukraine. So Elon Musk, out of the blue, according to the story, okay, out of the blue, gave him two Cybertrucks. So the guy, out of love for the car, decided to paint it green, as a camouflage military color, and then opened the roof and mounted two machine guns there, and then used nice video editing and everything, and sent it to, video everything, and then sent the two trucks to the battlefield in Ukraine. As the truck reached Ukraine, it stopped working. These are the two Cybertrucks. Sorry for the camera angle, but you can see the guns mounted at the top of it. As the thing got to Ukraine, it stopped working, the battlefield. They have to come and tow it back. So the guy has been trolling Elon Musk since, saying that what he did was the best advert for this kind of car. That he tried to prove that this car can function anywhere. This is another angle of the car. As you can see people mounted on top of the truck. So he was saying that he tried to prove that the car can function anywhere, that this is the best advert, that is a better advert than all the adverts Elon Musk has been doing for the car and so on. So he has been mad at it. But that reminds you something, right? If your car can connect to the internet, it can be remotely controlled. Now think about it this way. This car was controlled to stop functioning. Now imagine that somebody takes over the control of your car while you are driving it, and the person is in another country. Now your doors have jammed and your steering is locked, but your car is moving to a certain destination. Imagine that your car drives off the bridge, falls into the water. They say it's a car accident. Or the car overspeeds. Your car just accelerates from nowhere. Your throttle is no longer working, and it accelerates and hits somebody else. Think about your car connecting to the internet and ordering some things for itself. As you order pizza, if you're hungry, you order pizza, and then you get a credit alert or debit alert on your phone. Guess what? Your car ordered new tires. Your car ordered new tires by itself, or new engine oil, and so on. Think about it. Let's say you have an issue with the government. All of a sudden your car stops working. Right now, right, you can lose access to your money in any country because the government runs the banks, and majority of your money is in the bank. If you have problem with the government of the day, your bank can stop working. Now you suddenly wake up a broke person, from having millions to broke overnight. Now consider it in terms of cars. If your car can be remotely controlled, as your bank account is freezing, your car is freezing too. Imagine that you guys are going for a protest. Say there is something that happened, you guys are going for a protest, and then all of a sudden all the cars stop driving. Or all the doors lock, and then the cars drive all of you to the police station. The car drives all of you to the police station. Do you know that if somebody can remotely control your car, they can also hear you? They can hear what you're saying in the car. They may be able to see you. This is coming off of the backdrop of the issue where some pagers exploded in the Hezbollah Lebanon. The Hezbollah pagers exploded, showing that phones can be remotely controlled to detonate. That's where we are now. Some people are saying that those pagers were intercepted, and then one of the pager is supposed to have two batteries. One of them was swapped for an explosive. The explosive looks identical to the battery. Now you start appreciating the technology that they used there when you remember that they remotely triggered it. It's crazy. They triggered it and there was a timer, which means the moment the Hezbollah agents received the message was not when it blew up. It blew up like 5 seconds later, giving them time to pull it out of their pocket and bring it to their face before the thing now blew up on their face. So we have come to that time in history where even your cars is not yours. You know, they no longer allow people to buy cars and keep it. You can no longer buy your car and keep it. Your car is now permanently on subscription. You will see how it will start happening in the next coming years. You will buy a car, they will give you amount to pay. You will pay that amount to buy the car. But after buying the car, you must be paying per month. Subscription per month. They might call it something like software maintenance fees, accessibility maintenance fees. You must be paying per month. If you don't pay, the car will lock. Your car that you've already paid for will lock. In case you don't know, the Cybertruck doesn't have wires. You know the way cars are interconnected with electric wires. You get all the electronics in the car is controlled by wires. Cybertruck uses something like sensor Wi-Fi. It's sort of a mini Wi-Fi around the car, something like that. So they use sensors, infrared. They don't use actual wires. And I think the code that they use, they made it open source. The code that Musk used to do that kind of thing. So, in theory, repairing the Cybertruck is supposed to be easy. That is the rewire, the electric repair, in the sense that it is there are no wires there. But the downside of it is that if you see the battery that exploded in the pager of the Hezbollah, it's just the size of my hand, normal finger battery, you know. So small, what do you call it? A C4 or TNT of this size is able to take the life of somebody. The explosion is so big that it can blow off somebody's head or abdomen. Now, imagine an explosive the size of a car battery, one of the batteries in this kind of car. It can take out, I've seen explosive this size take out a whole building. If you're watching all this Ukraine war, you will see that they will mount a small explosive on on a drone. Alright, just small like this. It's now so efficient, unlike when they started the war, right, that the explosive can only take out a person's leg. But now the amount of explosive they pack in that small bomb that it will carry is enough to take out a building. I've seen it happen. Tiny little explosive like this, when it gets into the building, the whole building collapses. Now imagine the one the size of your battery. Do you understand? We are getting to that era where you could be driving a car that can take out your whole city right now. Your whole city. So now, what can you do? Actually, whatever you can do is minimal, because at this point in time, you can still manage to buy, petrol cars, diesel cars, cars that are manual. But that's not for long. All the new cars being produced are becoming more and more electronic, more and more hybridized, more and more subscription-based, you know. Now multiply by the next 10, 15 years, you won't even have any car on the road that doesn't connect to the internet by itself. You will not have. In fact, there are laws passed in some countries that the government should be allowed to remotely turn off your car. The law has already been passed, but such cars are not in large circulation yet, which means this is where all cars are heading to. Cars are gradually heading to where they will be. Imagine now there's a warrant for you. Police issued a warrant for you. You enter your car, make you drive. The car will drive you straight to the police station. Or maybe you enter a bus, and then all of a sudden, as people are entering the bus, the doors lock, the windows lock, the bus drives you people to the police station because there's a wanted criminal in the car. That's where we are now. Let me know what you think. Would you drive an electric vehicle or not? To me, I don't see the advantage. It's just hype. Let me know in the comments. Drop your comments. Make sure you click to share. If you're hearing me for the first time, click this plus button to follow. drop a comment here, click the heart icon.